We are finally here. This is my favorite section of the course, and now we're going to start actually attacking. We've got our lab built out, and we're ready to roll. So this first section I'm calling the initial attack vectors. And what I mean by that is this is the way we're going to initially attempt to attack Active Directory. There are a lot of post-compromise attacks, which you're going to see a little bit later, that require having some sort of credential or some sort of lateral movement already occurring. So first, we have to find a way into the network. When we start a penetration test, especially an internal, we just have a machine. We have our machine and we drop it into the network. Typically, you're remote, you just RDP into this machine, or maybe you're on site and you're working in front of this computer, but you're just dropped into a network. You are given no credentials, you're given nothing, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go through how we can abuse features of Windows. Features, again, these are not misconfigurations, just features of Windows, and utilize those to get access to user accounts, credentials, and get access to machines as well. So it's going to be a really, really fun ride. Now, when I first started getting into Active Directory pen testing, my very first pen test, I had no idea what was going on. And I was just kind of thrown into it. They said, here you go figure it out. So I was on site and I had my laptop and Google, and that's it, right? And I found this wonderful article, and I'm going to show it to you as well. And this is kind of what started me out. Now, it doesn't really have the how to do it, but it just kind of has the here's what I do. And this is the 2018 edition, so it's a little dated, but most of these attacks are still very, very common. And what we're going to be covering in a lot of these we're going to be covering all these attacks, first of all. And a lot of these are those initial attack vectors. So this is the top 5 ways I got domain admin on your internal network before lunch. I'm going to post this link down below in the references. And so this Adam gentleman here, he talks about NetBIOS and LLMNR poisoning. This is going to be our first topic that we're going to cover. We come through here, relay attacks, that's going to be the second topic that we cover. And we keep going through, let's see what else he's got. MS17010, that is Eternal Blue, right? And we covered that in the mid-course capstone. This, you saw how easy it was in the mid-course capstone? This is truly that easy. It is literally just discover the host running the vulnerable SMB, right? And then you exploit it. Very, very simple, just like we did it before. You get that shell pretty easy. You would not believe, it's been almost 3 years now, how often we still see MS17010 in a network. It's all the time. Okay, and then we're going to cover Kerber roasting later on when we get into post-compromise attacks. And man in the middle 6, we're actually going to be covering as well in this first part of the initial attack vectors. These are all very, very good ones. They still hold up to date very well. Some of these are starting to be defended against, and we'll talk about that as we go. But when it comes to having a good reference point and a good starting point to learn attacks, if you knew these 5 going into an interview, you would have a leg up over just a general candidate. So that's what we're after here, is the practicality of this course and being practical with our attacks, understanding the attacks and the defenses, and getting you ready for that pen test interview. So let's go ahead and move on from here. We're going to get into our first attack, which is going to be LLMNR poisoning. So I'll catch you in the next video.